Alright, let's do this thing. Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. There we go, make sure the damn opening movie doesn't play. And, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing okay, having a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, or good nights. And, looks like the audio's going through. Yeah, so, looks like we're live and ready to go, so let's get going, shall we? Go. Put that there. Ooh. The heat from the PS5. You don't hear that thing going off, but it still emits heat. Anyway. So, actually, hold on, let me... Oh, it's fine if the No, actually, it's not. If I forget to lower the volume, it's gonna be fucked! I'm gonna start off today with a little clip that I just took. Let's see. Should be right here. Well, it's gonna be quiet, not... So I was actually trying to research, like, where some of these... Hold on, I think I took too much of the video here. Okay, yeah, so this is a recording of the Alliance raid we did yesterday, right? So Mateus does look pretty much 100%... They all do. All the Espers. I looked up their images for FF12, and yeah. Like Mateus the Corrupt over here, she's still very booba. She looks exactly like an FF12. Never got a good shot of her, but I think except when she was about to die. Right there. Yeah. I still forget the temple, like, where we saw her in. I know it was some kind of temple. I think it was right after the part where the Arcadian Empire invaded that one mountain town or whatever. That was that sacred mountain with the little, the peaceful little religious folk, or whatever, that they, like, meditate there and shit. I'm talking about FF12. And here I freaked out about the Red Chocobo, because Red Chocobos in the original FF Tactics were able to use, they were able to summon meteors. That was, like, a unique... Well, it wasn't unique, but it was a magic spell that only the Red Chocobo, out of all the different Chocobos you could have in FF Tactics, only the red one could learn that magic spell, I think. I don't remember if they called it Choco Meteor or not. But something else I was researching was the last boss of this raid. The intro cinematic form. I'm not sure if it was a reference to one of the FF Tactics characters, and that's what I'm gonna look up real quick. I know I was supposed to... I know I was gonna look this up before starting the stream, but of course I never remember these things until I hit the go live button for some fucking reason. It's like my brain switches to a different mode, and then suddenly I remember stream relevant things after I hit go live. So let me look this up real quick. Just gonna do some quick Google searches, like, who the hell is Rafakale? Okay, there's a Final Fantasy wiki entry for him, but... He's a Lusavi demon in Final Fantasy XIV. So, that's it. Yeah, he's not... See, not all of these enemies and bosses are actually references to the older, like, Final Fantasy Tactics or games like that, basically. At least I don't think so, anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, what about the last guy we fought? It's like, if I put up... Let me see. Yeah, see, I just put in Final Fantasy Mateus. And, yeah, she comes up as Mateus the Corrupt is a level 1 Esper in Final Fantasy XII. So. Also, I think it's implied that kind of like Zalera, it's actually a he that's, like, holding a woman hostage. Much the same way. And that's, you know, the female form that you see sort of in the middle. Is basically like his hostage or something like that. I don't know the full backstory, of course, but... Let's look up this guy. We remember him. He was Hashmal. He was one of the endgame story espers, right? He's a mandatory one that you fight, I think. I think it was in the Reaper on the Lighthouse. I can't remember, but... Well, let me see. Confirm it right now. An Esper of Earth. Level 2 Esper in Final Fantasy 12. He is the fourth of 5 storyline Espers. Oh yeah, because the last one is the one that with the water. Which, what the hell is his name? He doesn't appear in this raid. So one with the big base of water, basically. From FF12. That's the last Esper you get in the storyline of FF12. God, I can't remember his name. I keep forgetting it. So I have this guy, Argath Adolphus, right? But this intro cinematic. This is why I want to look up, like, who's this guy? Just some random who? That's why I'm looking this up right now, because I'm like, this bothered me. I was like, who the hell is this guy supposed to be? So, okay, so it came up. It's actually Final Fantasy Tactics, yeah. He's from FF Tactics. Argath? Check out that part and see if it takes me to a character profile. Oh, this is the prick. So he does appear in this here, yeah. The prick, yes, that's how I know him. I thought his name was something else. Oh, it's because, again, also known as Algus. See, that's why I didn't recognize him. Because in the localized version that I played as a kid, or, well, mostly saw my brother play it, he was named Algus for whatever reason, but his actual name is Argath. This guy. He's the guy that betrays you and Delita and ends up killing Delita's sister, if you guys remember from Final Fantasy Tactics. This guy right here. Yeah, this is the guy. He's the one who, you save his life, you're required to. It's part of the story, of course. You and Delita save his life. Delita's the one who insists you save his life, by the way. But then by, like, you know, later in the game, the guy's, like, totally talking down to Delita anyway, because Delita's a commoner, and Ramza's royalty, or whatever, or descended from royalty, right? So Argath respects, because he's a classist son of a bitch. Argath respects Ramza, but, you know, looks down on Delita and says we should just, like, leave him or something. And then at the end he betrays both of you, because he can't convince Ramza to see his side of things, so he betrays both of you and then ends up killing Delita's sister. That's this guy that we fought, Argath. That was bothering the hell out of me. I was like, I feel like I should know who this guy is. This guy has to be a tactics reference. He was. But I just knew him as Algus, not Argath. That's why it didn't click right away during the raid yesterday. Alright, finally, that was bothering the shit out of me. The one that turned me into cooked chicken? What do you mean? Strange how he just appears though. He doesn't even like Argath doesn't even say much except he just comes up and transforms and attacks you. Seemed a little. Well, I'm guessing like Omega, there's probably gonna be some files or something that explains more about what the hell's actually happening here. Like why Ravenastor was destroyed seemingly not by the Empire but by this guy and the other Espers that appeared here. But yeah, so this was the guy I like to call the prick from FF Tactics, so I'm just glad. That was bothering the hell out of me. I was like, what the fuck was that guy? I know I'm supposed to know who he is, you know? I was like, I know this guy. So I got that out of the way. Was that it? Yeah, that was it. Alright, now we can get going. Not that mystery solved. So yeah, I'm guessing there's probably gonna be an archive, just like there was for Omega. Maybe? That gives you, like, more lore and backstory. You know, kind of like the Omega records or whatever? Yeah. I thought you were gonna send me something about what you said, Crimson. It said something about cooked chicken. I was like, wait, what do you mean cooked chicken? Wait, Crimson, are you still there? Did you still want to join on the Alliance raids, or were you good? Oh, the fire dash. Oh, yeah, but it didn't kill me, yeah. It was the pillars. No, a pillar fell on me. Materia. They got Bismarck, Ravana, Sephiroth, Sophia, and Zervan. Alright. Yeah, I remember as I was looking back through the fights, just, you know, with the video I opened up with just now, I saw the tell for which side Hashmal, you know, uses the fire on or whatever. I saw the tell for which side he does the fire dash on, because I thought you were just supposed to get out of the middle. And then I saw that when he's charging it up, he gets fire on one of his arms from one side. I was like, oh, that's how you're supposed to know which side not to stand on. But yeah, that definitely was not what killed me, though. I got tunnel vision with my hotbar much later in the fight, and the damn pillar fell over and squished me. I was like, damn. Alright, let's continue where we left off, finally. Dun, dun. Uninvited? Where's this going? Dun, 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 dun. Wait, why did I come here? Is that actual... The quest is Oh god. I forgot, it's the Kogane Dori markets. Well, at least we get a great view from Kogane, right? What's up, Lena? Leon, where in the world have you been? Did you not receive Alma's summons? Principal Lexentale's research into the R site may finally have borne fruit. We must hurry to the Prima Vista before they embark on some grand and perilous adventure without us. Right. If you would follow me to the shuttle, good sir. Alina was standing right there. I should have talked to her first, but oh well. Oh, Sid's back too. Leon, Lady Mirala, thank you for answering my summons. Master Garland was kind enough to send for an Archon from Charlian, and I thought it only right that you be present to hear her findings. To be frank, summoning Mikoto was more Y'shtola's idea. I simply came along to see what light she could shed on this mystery. Mikoto? She cute. I am Mikoto of House Jinba, a Doman, though my years in Charlian have made me a stranger here. You must be Leon Starcrest, fabled liberator of men, slayer of false gods, warrior of light. I thought you'd be taller. The hell would she say if I was playing a fucking, Rogan and Hrothgar or an Aura? A male Aura. Would she still ask if she thought I would be taller or something? That line would hit a lot harder if I was a Lollipop, right? Let us speak of the crystal. Okay. So Y'shtola called for this chick, right? What's up, dude? The Otius, one of but many Arasite shards that aided noble Delita's rise to regent. My apologies. The Otius is no ordinary crystal, even discounting its obvious historical importance. The specimen is more than a simple manifestation of elementally aspected energies. It is rather an ethereal lodestone, whose facilitation of both the absorption and transmission of distinct frequency NRR-type harmonic vibrations has been observed to promote ethereal amplification. I don't know what the hell she just said. The resultant neuroharmonic disturbance allows for a highly unique emittance of CPRS waves that, instead of radiating outward with a determinate factor of dispersal, instead resonate inward at a frequency so labored my estimates place the rate of VRT decay at upwards of several centuries. Though I must admit I lack sufficient variance to complete a truly comprehensive graphical assessment. While that explanation may elicit admiring nods from your professors at the Academy, it will earn you only blank looks here. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Sid. Take a deep breath and try again. This time in a language those of us without the echo might comprehend. Please, yeah. Face. My apologies. I merely thought... Apologies will see us no nearer to an answer. A simpler explanation will. Simpler. Right. Ether is not only the building block of all things material, but those immaterial as well. Yeah. Thoughts, memories, feelings, one's very will are all understood to be ethereal phenomena and can be measured as such. Unlike most crystals which can only emit elemental energies, Arasite is tuned not only to absorb ether, but ether specific to the immaterial. Okay, so something that's not physically tangible. That ether is then stored and multiplied within its crystalline confines until external stimuli precipitate release. Okay, that makes more sense. Try again. I mean, I kind of understood what she meant. Uh... Under appropriate conditions, a strong will or desire can become imprinted upon the Arasite and stored until fomentation, at which time the desire becomes manifest. Fomentation? I've heard this word before, I never actually looked it up, so... What my studious young friend is trying to say is that the Otius takes one's deepest fantasies and makes them reality. Kind of like summoning a primal, then. Ah, yes. Yes, that is simpler. You may choose to think of it as a process akin to that of summoning a primal. Thank you, yes. The immaterial, things you have just floating around in your imagination, becoming real once you impose your will upon the little stone, aka external stimuli, as she was saying before that, yeah. There being one marked difference. Primal summoning requires a supplemental energy source, such as a horde of elementally charged crystals. Arasite, on the other hand, has the capacity to serve as its own source of power. We know from the Durai papers that Argas was never king of Ibelis. He was slain in battle during the War of the Lions. Yet the Argath encountered during the recent expedition carried himself as if he had been crowned regent. I believe this is merely the Arasite in his possession making realizing his desire to rule. I am informed that he uttered the same words over and over again for the duration of the confrontation which unfolded. If that is the case, it is possible that it was not actually Argath who uttered them, but the Arasite itself. Except at the end when he was dying, right? After we killed him and he said, Ramza, save me. Because, you know, he was a little bitch boy coward. If the Durai papers are accurate, Argath was a weak and petty noble who believed that his blood entitled him to power. Yes, thank you, Sid. I love how twice now the NPC has said what I've... literally what I said, they say it right after in their own words. He was a fucking prick. And then Sid says this. The Arasite took that belief and twisted it into the abomination Leon put to the sword. She got 6 flowers on that bow. I counted them just now. Then you are saying the crystal could prove a threat? The Arasite's Alma, and not necessarily. Ramza seemed to fare well enough. There is no record of the young regent being manipulated by the artifacts he gathered. In the hands of the just, the Arasite should prove harmless, even beneficial. It's almost like a stand-in for Nethicite. But not really, it seems more akin to the Zodiac Stones. To paraphrase, it is not the weapon that kills, but the one who wields it. Now where have I heard that before? I mean, it's not wrong. Oh yes, it was Emperor Galvus's justification for taking the marvels of Magitech and applying them to the manufacture of arms. Where, after all, was the harm if it allowed him to bring order to the 3 great continents? Yeah, he was the wielder of those weapons. So it's not like he contradicted himself. But you're implying he used it as an excuse to go ahead and do the things he did. Yeah. You draw an intriguing parallel, Master Garland. The properties of these crystals are so singular, I do begin to wonder if they, like Magitech, are products of science and not nature. That they were created by someone to... But whom? What manner of person would even be capable of such a feat? It's a very good question. Now that is an interesting question, the answer to which I look forward to hearing. Regrettably, I have pressing matters to attend to elsewhere. Fear not, however. Mikoto's insight will prove far more beneficial than anything I might accidentally contribute. Good day to you all. Alright, Sid. Take care. See you next time, buddy. What I don't understand is... if the Duma was imprinted with Argath's deepest desires, then whose desires are rattling about inside the Odious? I had the self-same question, and thus conducted a thorough inspection of the crystal upon my arrival. The results were... inconclusive. Traces of ethereal activity were present, but to all intents and purposes the vessel was empty. Empty? But what of the voices I heard? Voices? I heard nothing of the sort. The only voices you heard, Alma, were in your stubborn head. Why the hell... Ramza, why won't you... Shall we speak of voices, then? What of yours, Alma? Our resident voice of dissent. You have done naught but question the wisdom of our research from the moment we left Garlemald. Would you put your petty worries above our family's calling? No, I would never... You would never? Then why involve a gossip monger, a goody two-shoes, and this flying mole? What? There's a Moogle here? Please tell me you can see that. Like, why is he being so unnecessarily mean towards her? She's just worried about everyone. Jesus Christ. What a prick. He's definitely a far cry from the person he's named after. Ah, a Moogle. Yes. Yes, a flying mole bat. Don't just stand there, get rid of the thing! You're the Liberator. Liberate this vessel of that pest! Fuck you, Ramza. A Moogle! And a decidedly dusty one at that. Might this be one of your acquaintances, now? Most intriguing. Is it alive? It's like nothing I've ever seen before. Can we keep it? Of course, he's infatuated with it already. It's like, it's so cute! It is, too. Moogles are cute. They're adorable. Am I interrupting? Oh, please, do go on. My acceptance into your fine troops' ranks can wait until all have said their piece, Koopa. Guards! Get this... Montblanc. The name is Montblanc. Denizen of Dalmasca's deserts, seeker of thrills, adventurer extraordinaire. Would you may call me Montblanc, Koopa? Now this is a character from the original Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, the Game Boy Advance one. And of course we saw him at FF12 during our marathon. The leader of Clan Centurio for the Hunt Marks. Dalmasca has long been known as a melting pot for myriad cultures, where minor races such as the Sikh, the Banga, and the Viera might live in relative harmony with Huer, Elazin, and others. Yet there is no record of a prominent Moogle population. No, he was like the only one in Dalmasca. Most likely because we are neither prominent nor populous. My people are nomadic by nature, ever drawn to the elusive frontier and the freedom she promises, Koopa. Moogle? He's also the one that set up the trap to take out, Montblanc, I mean, is the one who set up the trap to take out, what the hell's his name? We just saw him yesterday, for fuck's sake. Bagamnon, there we go. The Banga guy who stole, what's it called? The book. Of course I'm a Moogle, Koopa. You'd think the adorable wings and the fluffy palm would have given it away. Now, about my admission to the Majestic. I will allow no such thing! The Majestic is the Empire's premier theater company. We will not sully its good name by granting refuge to a fluttering ball of fur! And furthermore, how in the world did this abomination board the Primavista in the first place? Grade A bastard. Oh my god, did it make me cry? Ramza, you little shit! By means of his wings, right, I guess. As for his admission to our company, I do not seem to recall race, creed, or allegiance on my list of prerequisites. Do you? No, father. Very well then. Montblanc, what is it exactly that calls you to the stage? Our stage. He made him cry. Fuck you, Ramza. What else? The Zodiac Brave story, Koopa. Never before have I witnessed something so amazing. So moving. Sitting, well, technically hovering, there in the audience as the story unfolded around me. I knew I was witnessing something special. Something positively transcendental, Koopa. It was then that I realized I either had to be a part of it, or go to my grave a bitter and broken Moogle. Interesting. Was this realization before or after you swore you simply had to become the realm's greatest marauder, Koopa? We got more Moogles. More furballs coming on board. Rams is like, God damn it. Hardy? What did you... We got a little harp on him, too. I think that Montblanc has like a whitish pink pom-pom. Perhaps you'd have more success at running away if you didn't reveal your grand designs to every other fool you happen to meet, Koopa. Was it not but 20 nights ago you took up the axe, Koopa? Now here you are, professing your passion for the stage before carving even a single notch in your haft? Do you not remember, to he who churns the butter goes the sweetest bread? But how is one to savor said buttered bread if his head is in the belly of a fearsome beast? You accuse me of giving up when I merely came to the realization that continuing would end in failure. Only through a change of course could I reach my final destination, Koopa. That sounds like a... That sounds like a very roundabout way of saying you gave up, while trying to say that you didn't. And that destination is what? Mummer? Are you sure it is not Geomancer? Arithmetician? Templar? Do not bother answering, Koopa. We all know you'll be singing a different tune come Cockrow. That's how you say that. That is where you are mistaken, Hurdy. I was destined to be a thespian. I can feel it in my fur. The role of Delita was made for me. For me, Koopa. Koopa! Enough! The actors in our company trained at the Empire's finest institutes. They represent the pinnacle of the profession not only in Garlemald, but across the entire world. A vagrant bat mole like you could never hope to share a stage with such artists, let alone play the part of a hero like Delita. You yourself admitted you were too craven to face a solitary beast. How do you imagine you would fare against a pack of theater critics? Any troupe would need proof of valor before it could even consider... Uh-oh, here we go. They're going at it. Craven! Call me a cheat and call me cur, but do not, sir, call me Craven. I accept your challenge. Slay but one foul beast by my own hand, and the Majestic Theater Company will accept me into its ranks, Koopa. Wait, I issued no such... You are all here witnesses, Koopa. When I return with the head of a terrible beast in my gore-stained hands, you will be honor-bound to welcome me, Montblanc the Mummer, into the fabled ranks of the Majestic. Good day! Wonderful. What do we do now? What do we do? We do nothing. If that Batmole wishes to throw himself on the horns of a stampeding Zoe, I will not stand in his way. I believe the proper term of derogation is molebat, and I should warn you, Moogles do not take kindly to those who use it. Why must you always put yourself above others, brother? Did you learn nothing from Argath's wretched example? Yeah, that's exactly. This Ramza kind of reminds me of Argath. The prick. Montblanc would never have set off on this fool's errand had you not made the challenge. If anything befalls my brother, his blood will be on your hands. Leon, you are the only one among us capable of locating Montblanc and preventing disaster. On behalf of my brother, I beg your assistance. I guess, sure. This is all over the place right now, man. This storyline is just going like 10 different directions. I have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Or what the fuck is going on. Shortly after arriving here, I was presented with a study which suggested that consuming large quantities of honey improved brain function. The results were so compelling that I almost felt moved to try, until, that is, I saw the work had been commissioned by one of Eorzea's foremost confectioners. It made me long to return to Charlian. It was biased, basically, yeah. Forgive me, was there aught else you wish to ask? Oh, you can get more. This is what I was talking about. There we go. Tell me of the R-Site. In simple terms, I know. From what I have been able to discern, R-Site displays the uncanny ability to draw upon the will of its possessor and manipulate the formless ether into a corporeal manifestation. The resultant form can be maintained for as long as there is ether to sustain it. Principal Genomists has recently uncovered evidence which appears to corroborate my suspicion that R-Site is not a naturally occurring substance, but one created to serve a purpose. Albeit a purpose I have yet to identify. The Odious? Despite being in the Principal's possession for an extended period, the Odious exhibits none of the ethereal imprinting present in the Duma. In other words, the R-Site has yet to absorb any of Lord Genomus' ether. It is, for want of a better description, empty. Be that as it may, we still have no idea how it might be filled, its creators having neglected to conclude a removable stopper. Okay. As you saw in the ruins of Lassalia, the Duma makes manifest the desires of its owner. On that occasion, Argath Thedalphus. When you defeated the would-be king, his ether was released from the R-Site and the attunement broken, rendering the crystal empty once more. I apologize. I must learn to control my anger. But sometimes, it can be difficult. You remind me a lot of Argath. You saw the poor Moogle. He won't last a day on his own. You must find him and bring him back. I beg of you. Don't worry, Alma, I will. I like Moogles too. However did Ramza come to be so thoroughly obnoxious? He and his sister couldn't be more different. Right, this iteration of them anyway. Moogles are prominent players in Evolution legend, but none of the tales mention their capacity for flight. Something lost in translation, perhaps? My brother can be rather simple-minded when it comes to such matters. Thinking to impress the Warrior of Light and his companions, Montblanc would likely choose the scene of your recent exploits to prove his worth. Meaning Ravenaster, if I am not mistaken. Pardon my language, but that Ramza really is an incurable little prick, is he not? Thank you, Lena. Yes. Finally, someone says it the way it's supposed to be. Incurable little prick. Yes, I like that. How dare he speak to his sister and the Moogle in that manner? I couldn't decide which was worse. The things he said or the way the Principal sat back and let him say them. That's true. Genomus didn't really intervene, did he? But I suppose it is none of our concern. For now, let us concentrate on the task at hand. Finding that Moogle before he does something we'll all regret. Let's say we start nearby. Tier 2, perhaps? Rick? Anyway. Oh shit, gotta talk to this person. The Falcon Porter tells us that he set a traveling blacksmith away to Yangshan, not a Bell Pass. And why would that be of interest to us, you ask? Because said peddler of iron and steel was seen to be carrying a bag stuffed to the brim with, and I quote, albino mole fur and purple bat wings. Oh no. Mont Blanc! Not that we look like that, Kupo. But you just... oh my god. The quickest route into Dalmasca is via the One River and its western tributaries. If Montblanc is bound for Ravenaster, he will seek passage from the Glittering Basin. So, way the hell over there. Jesus. That's strange. Fun New Game Plus altered things like that. Supposed to, anyway. Hey, Lorcan! Welcome back. I'm happy to have you as always. It's quite the journey, holy shit. Oh, I found them. Red chocobos. Choco Meteor, there it is. Mont Blanc, you alright, buddy? Those red chocobos almost had you for dinner. Mont Blanc, what were you thinking? Have you any idea what you put your brother through? He has been worried sick. Both Hurdy and Ramza were right all along. I am a failure. A flop. A flailing, flapping, foppish failure, Kupo. How could I play the part of a hero if I cannot even ruffle the feathers of a single measly bird? The audience would see right through me like the spineless jellyfish I am. Now wait, Mont Blanc. Not everyone can be a hero. Not even most heroes. Yes, the bards sing of the man who deals the final blow, but what of his cadre of loyal companions? Do you think Delita united Evil East on his own? Do you think Leon here was alone when he liberated Alamigo? It's true. I will not. You're never alone on the battlefield. And also, not all wars are won on the front lines as well. Never alone? So you're saying you'll always be there for me? For Mont Blanc? I think he was speaking metaphorically. Let us not dwell on the details. The day is saved and Mont Blanc has escaped Sans, Scratch, or Sims to show for it. We should return to the Prima Vista before our luck runs out. God, the music for FF Tactics was also very well done. I forgot the name of the composer if I don't know. I'll look it up real quick. Oh. Let's go back to Suzanne then. I know that's where it is anyway, so. There it is. It was Hitoshi Sakimoto and Masaharu Iwata. Yeah, I remember seeing their name in the credits and I was like, they deserve some recognition too. They did a good job with that game. And I like that they're going with the whole, theater play concept here. Because this FF14 crossover sort of thing. Not really a crossover, it's just sort of them, well, I guess, fuck it, yeah, you could call it that. But it's more like them adapting it to FF14's, lore and world, basically. Adapting the tactics storyline, you know? But, What was I gonna say? Something about the music, right? Oh no, I was saying how the whole thing plays out like a theater play. I mentioned that way back then. Oh shit! What are these guys doing here?
You bastard!
Please, this ship is a place of peace. Oh my god, Mikoto! Release my sister or you will answer to me! Fuck happened while we were away? When the cat's away. Nice pun. Put that damnable thing down, Ramza. You're not helping matters. We have no quarrel with you or yours. We only seek aid in finding our leader, Bagamnon. Aren't you the one he shot with a pistol? You seek our help? You who threatened to kill my father? Who stole his work and made fools of us all? Never! Silence, Ramza. They have Alma. We will hear what they have to say. As I said, we have no quarrel with you. We only did what was necessary to secure an audience. We surrender our weapons and offer your journal as an act of good faith. Yeah, the whole FF Tactics storyline, like the whole game plays out like a theater stage play. And I remember when we were watching FF Tactics way back in early November, or October, whenever it was, I mentioned the fact that it felt like a theater play, and so I think that was the point. And this kind of illustrates it, the way they incorporated it into FF14, with the Prima Vista being a, you know, a theater ship. It's kind of like they're reaffirming that that was the concept behind that game's, the way it plays out and everything. This is all rather a lot to digest, but your claims do coincide with what we have learned about the R side. Because, you know, in this game, it's in the story of Tactics, the Zodiac Brave story is an actual theater play. Theater play, yeah. Almost like theater stage play, but that's too many words. You're saying that Crystal did something to our captain? From what we learned, yeah, probably. Care to explain, Mikoto? After being emptied of Argath's will, the Duma sought that of another to sate its appetite for ether. You're saying that Crystal ate our captain? Not his body, no. Only his soul. His soul? Tell me, what, in your opinion, was your leader's deepest desire? What was it that he longed for above all else in the world? Why waste your breath reasoning with these lizards? They showed themselves for the beasts they are when they put a knife to your throat. First mole bats, now lizards? This one's tongue is pure poison. Agreed, Mont Blanc. He's a prick. He gave him the dagger eyes and scared the shit out of him. The boy can call us what he pleases. For our past failings, we deserve no better. Your failings? 30 summers have come and gone, yet not a night goes by that I do not wake and sweat at the memory. Wow, these guys are old. You wouldn't be able to tell, you know. We were Fusiliers at the Dalmascan army, stationed in the royal stronghold at Nalbina. Oh, that's its old location. Nalbina Fortress was reputed to be impenetrable. Its fall to the the 4th Legion proved a turning point in the Imperial campaign, dealing a crushing blow to Dalmascan morale and ultimately marking the beginning of the kingdom's end. It's the same artwork they used in the credits for FF12. You guys remember that? Bagamnon was our captain, and once it was clear that the day would not be ours, Prince Rassler, commander of the garrison at Nalbina, tasked him with one final mission. There we go, a Rassler cameo. Our unit was to escort His Highness's twin sister, the Princess Ashelia, away from the fortress and thence to safety. But things did not go as planned. So in this game's lore, they were actually twin siblings then, rather than a couple that got married. Ashelia being Princess Ash, we remember from FF12. I still remember the words she uttered as she lay dying in the captain's arms, but a stone's throw from where the Garam Sith waterway drains into the sea. Even as the fog of death descended upon her, she smiled and told us, the very people who had failed her, to survive for as long as even a single Dalmascan stood, our nation would never truly perish. That sounds very similar to something she did actually say in FF12. It's interesting how they made their relationship different here, though. Instead of being a married couple, they're Rassler and Ash are twins here. But it should not have been us who survived. By failing to protect our charge, we betrayed the princess and her memory and brought shame upon our race. So yes, we are not but cold-blooded lizards deserving of whatever scorn you deign to heap on us. That's a tragic tale. These poor guys. But what made them turn into bandits? I think we may safely assume a deep-seated hatred towards the invaders of his homeland, coupled with self-loathing born from a sense of powerlessness. The darkness that lurks in the heart of Bagamnon is little different from that which drove Argath, the self-same emotions that were to nourish the Duma. Stop speaking in riddles, Charlian. Gonna turn into a giant monster is what she's saying. She's saying your brave captain will eventually turn into a monster. Or rather, more of one. Yeah, that. Garlean lies! I mean, we saw it with our own eyes. What they say is true. If we do not find Bagamnon and the Duma soon, none of us are safe, present company included. Do you have any idea where he might have gone? Any at all? Wait, look at this! Something has been added to the final page of my journal. And the captain must have put it there. Only he had access to it, until we found it in the pack he left behind, that is. Is this... Dalmascan? Indeed it is! It says Rita Rana. We don't say that word here, right? That place sucks. It took like 2.5 streams, I think, to get to the top of that thing in FF12. Please, no. A lighthouse? Why would he write that in the old man's journal, no less? There is a place on the Valnard Sea, far to the south of Rabanastre, where the ocean tumbles into a gaping maw more than a mile across. The Ritorana Cataract. Yeah. Legend would have us believe that it is the entrance to the Hell of Water. That's what it felt like to be there, yeah? Many a scholar seeking to prove otherwise have descended into the chasm, some even by airship, but not a one has returned. Well, that sounds promising. Ritorana? If it were up to me, we'd never go near the place. You and me both. You see, we desert moogles are not, how would you say, in our element around water. Alright. We cannot swim. Sink like sledgehammers we do, Kupo. Oh my god. Do I know Ritorana? Of course I know Ritorana. Now, have I been there? No. Cannot say that I have, Kupo. where our boy Redis died. It is all true. My brothers and I were fusiliers of the royal family, and Bagamnon was our captain. We only laid down our flintlocks once we realized our failure. We Banga live long. Any other race would think it is a blessing, but to me and mine, it is a curse. More summers mean more suffering. I have seen it that way plenty of times, yeah. I know what you mean. Sometimes it does feel that way. There are times where you're like, can we just wrap this shit up already? You're like, I think I've lived long enough. Especially when you end up getting depressed and down about stuff, you know? Ever since laying hands on the Duma, Bagamnon has acted strangely. He began speaking to the stones as if it were Prince Rassler himself. At first, my brothers and I thought it was in jest, but it continued long after he thought us all abed. Tell me, is Readerana truly as magnificent as they say? You have never been there? And there I was thinking you might have something to contribute. Fuck you. The Banga who took us hostage were once royal fusiliers? Whatever could have driven them to this life of villainy? That's what I'm asking. It appears yesterday's enemy is tomorrow's friend. But then, where does that leave us today? All that I know about Readerana I learned during my lessons on Dalmascan geography, but no mention was made of Evolution legend. While Principal Genomus seems convinced of a connection, I believe I shall reserve judgment until more is known. Excuse me. Is there aught else you would like to ask of me? Tell me of the Readerana Lighthouse. There is a place on the Valnard Sea, far to the south of Rabanastre, where the ocean tumbles into a gaping maw more than a mile across, the Readerana Cataract. Legend would have us believe that it is the entrance to the Hell of Water. Many a scholar seeking to prove otherwise is descended into the chasm, swimming by airship, and not one is returned. Right, she's just repeating what she did in the cutscene. Balanced on the lip of the raging gulf sits a tiny islet atop which rises an ancient lighthouse, its origins unknown. For centuries, the tower was manned by Dalmascan candlekeeps who labored from dusk till dawn to warn sailors of the perilous drop. Since the kingdom's annexation, however, the structure has lain vacant, assuming it has not been claimed by the island's wildlife. That's also where we fought Yazmat. The final hunt in the game, right? They don't tell you where it is, you have to find it on your own, but you end up finding it outside of the Readerana lighthouse. On the actual island, but not inside the tower. Of course, it wouldn't fit. Too big. That FF12 super boss that had... how much HP again? Like 500,000 HP or something like that? Which paled in comparison to the Adamantis in FF15. Holy shit. I don't know what got into them making super bosses that were gigantic and had gigantic amounts of HP, which makes you take like an hour or two to kill them. I must admit to knowing little of Readerana save that which Lady Mikoto shared with us. Before we expend valuable time and resources traveling to so remote a place, I must review my notes and see if there is any mention of the Abyss. We shall send for you as soon as we learn aught of interest. Okay. My power, my pleasure, my pain. Something is on Genomus'... what did that say? Something is on Genomus' mind, but it's not what you think it is? Readerana is proving to be quite the enigma. With every answer comes countless new questions. This may take longer than I expected. But you are doubtless eager to know why I requested your presence. Our resident dramaturge mentioned there was something he wished to ask of you. As my work here is far from complete, I wondered if you might not indulge the man while you wait? So I was going to say this earlier, when we went to go save the little Moogle, and then came back. Just like Stormblood MSQ, I feel like this Alliance Raid storyline is all over the fucking place. Like, that was clearly a filler quest with the Moogle, and now we're about to do another filler quest. Honestly, we are. There's few so loath to take their rest than venturers without a quest. Foreshorn of work to give them worth, they soon become a source of mirth. Yeah, we get bored and depressed when we have nothing to do, that's right. Quoth the man idling in an airship. That's a defensive response. I don't mind, I don't take offense to it, I'll just say it. Adventure will find me in time. I'm patient. I'll just go play Resident Evil or something while I wait. I'll go play the RE4 remake. Oh wait, that doesn't come out till March of next year. Oh, but it has, my friend. It has! My colleagues tell me that if one in this land ever needs an item fetched, that you are the man to speak to. I find this philanthropic compulsion fascinating, and so, in the interests of research into my next play, let's say, I seek to put said compulsion to the test. Assuming you are game, of course. Bring me a bottle of wine. Ah, but not just any wine. Make it rose-themed, and make it Eorzean. I've had my fill of the bitter blends offered here in the East. Where to start? Oh, if only there was some sort... Or if only there were some port where thirsty Eorzeans went for their wine. You would surely be there speaking with its foremost blind Lullafellan vintner, and not here with me. Loud and clear, buddy. I know who you're talking about. Ah, I remember that little dude. Back when I was dealing with the company of buffoons. Well, he's one of them. That dude was alright, though. That dude was alright. Yeah, he did have a way with wine. Are you truly going to make me spell it out for you? Bah, alright. Go to Wineport in Eastern Lenosha and speak with Shamani Lomani. I am assured he is the region's leading authority. If he cannot point you in the direction of a proper drop, no one can. Chill out, man. I figured it out, I just wanted to see what else he would say. Fool. Soy and spice. Sprinkled with a subtle soupcon of the steppe. You have traveled far, my friend. What is it you seek here in Wineport? A rose-themed wine? You'd be hard-pressed to find a wine that did not display some hint of rose, so we can assume that your client was not referring to a desired bouquet. Perhaps a name, or a label, or... a bottle. Yes, I seem to recall a certain vintage rose sold in crystal bottles with a single red rose on the label. Alas, I have nothing as rare amongst my personal stock. As for who might... well, there's always Berglian to suppose. If he doesn't just turn me away the moment he sees me and tell me to fuck off, but we'll see. Hey dude, it's been a while. Still scolding this guy after 5 years? Wait. 4. It's been about 4 years since the realm were born at this point. Ha! Only an uncultured fool would select a wine based solely on its bottle. As it happens, however, said fool would be undeservingly rewarded with one of Vilbrand's best wines were he to select a vintage Sudvianja. That's how you say it. Not that your client would have the palate to properly appreciate its depth and complexity. But let us dispense with the pretense. You are the fool in question, and do not bother to deny it. A fool who has aimed too high. One of your standing could live 1,000 lifetimes and still not amass the wealth required to purchase even an empty bottle. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, it's not me, it's for a friend. Price is no object, is it? Ha! Even if I believed you, and I do not, I have a reputation to uphold as a vintner and viticulturist, if that's how you say that. Were my clients to learn I was peddling the choice of my collection to the likes of you, they would never do business with me again. God, this guy's an asshole. First Ramza, the little incurable prick, and now this gigantic prick that we've already met before and was already a prick before him, surrounded by pricks. Ah! Alright. Just to see the back of you, I shall do you the kindness of directing your steps onto one who might take pity on your plight, assuming he does not find amusement in it. Master Gegarujo of Costa del Sol, but do not tell him I sent you. Asshole. Actually, what the hell am I doing? Leon! It is always a pleasure, and I do mean that. My ladies inform me you come inquiring after a bottle of Sud Vianja. But I told them they must be mistaken. Not even you would be foolish enough to think you could... Oh, you are serious. Leon, you do realize one could purchase an entire estate in mist for the price of a single bottle. Are you talking about a large... Because if you're talking about a large house, that's about 20 million, right? 20 million gil, maybe? Which I have that amount, but I'd be broke if I did pay that much, so... Yeah. Or 5 estates for the price of 5 bottles, which happens to be the number of bottles of Sud Vianja I have in my collection. Okay, you're rich, I get it, but it made me laugh to see Alpha just stand on him. He's walking all over him, he doesn't give a shit. Now, I am not an unreasonable man. Let none say the venerable Gegaruju does not value a friendship as deep as the one you and I have forged. So, in my boundless generosity, I offer you the opportunity for a trade. A bottle of vintage Sud Vianja for a mere magnum of fine Dalmascan. Magnum of fine Dalmascan, sorry. Okay. Never heard of this stuff? I thought I was talking to a fellow connoisseur. I pity the poor vintner back in Wineport who will have to educate you. Until then, my friend, the offer stands. You know, this guy was kind of nice to me before, but now he's just acting like kind of a prick too. I don't know what she says if you... Wasn't she dressed differently the last time we were here? Like, she's dressed like a retainer right now, but I swear she had a different outfit. Her, no. Like, she... Yeah, she always looked like that, but... I swear she had a different outfit. My mind's fucking with me, I guess. Well, either way. I mean... Anyway. Triple clicked it. That retainer outfit, right? It's just like... set up to make the ladies fall out of it. If you know what I mean. First Sud Vianja and now Dalmascan wine? Might I interest you in an aged Leminson red instead? No, I thought not. Well, then you have your work cut out for you. There was a time Dalmascan wine was fairly easy to procure, even here in Vilbrand, but that was before the Empire raised the better part of the kingdom, vineyards and all. If there are any surviving bottles, it would be those that were exported before the Imperial invasion. Over 30 summers past, though I've not encountered any in a decade or more, either at auction or in private hands. Collectors are covetous creatures. If one were to have somehow acquired a bottle, there is little chance he would willingly part with such a treasure. Which leaves only those brought over by the few Dalmascan refugees who fled to Eorzea. Don't we know someone like that? In fact, I bet if I talk to him again, he'll probably mention him by name, right? My good friend Drest once called Dalmasca home, but the scars left after the Exodus have yet to fully mend. He may know something of the wine you seek, but I fear any mention of his past might reopen old wounds. Mayhap I should not have spoken. I cannot prevent you from treating with the man, but if you do, I would ask that you show due compassion. I remember. The guy's, he's very much, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. I remember. The poor guy. Yeah, they put a lot of filler quests into this Alliance Raid storyline, I gotta say. A lot of filler and running around. But during the actual raids, I love all the FF Tactics references and the music, though. That, and the overall story when it's not doing filler shit like this is the reason why it's my favorite. But yeah, the finer details when you're actually playing through it, man, they make you do a lot of weird, useless shit, don't they? Can't sleep. They won't let me. The midges won't let me. They buzz and they scream. Look, I killed midges for you before the last time I was here. I'm not gonna do that again, but... Let's just calm down, right? You. I know you. You were here before. You sent away the midges. Yeah, that's right, it's me. They came back, though. They always come back. They mock me. Tell me I can never go home. I just want to go home. I cannot stand it here anymore. Sorry, buddy, I know. Wine. My wife loved wine. We would drink a glass of Allen's every night before sunset. She would always keep the cork. I always thought that odd. What good is a cork? Toss it in the midden heap along with the bottle, I'd say. But she... I feel so sorry for this guy. Though you find several empty wine bottles amongst the rubbish, one in particular calls out to you. Take it to Shamani Lamani to confirm its origin. It's been a long time since we last saw him back in Rome Reborn. Poor guy. Lost everything and suffers from PTSD and is stuck living out here in the middle of nowhere by himself. How is dressed? I do hope your visit did not disquiet the poor soul. I was gentle and discreet as much as I could be. Empty Dalmascan wine bottle. Yet by some stroke of fortune the cork remains intact. Thanks to his wife. So you brought me an empty bottle. Ah, but what is this? The cork remains in place. That is most fortunate. Why is that? If an adequate seal was made, there may still be traces of the wine within. May I? Oh, okay. Well, let's see if there's any left. Try it, Morpheus. I mean, Shamani. The sunglasses. Flamboyant yet elegant. A thought-provoking blend of kukuru beans and cinnamon with just a hint of... Is that rosemary? A veritable kaleidoscope of both opulence and refinement. Long has it been since I last encountered a bouquet of such complexity, yet I recall it as if it were yesterday. Without question, this bottle once held a Dalmascan limon bred by the name of Valens. To think I would have the opportunity to experience it again after so many summers. But I suspect Master Gegaruju will not be as satisfied with a sniff as I. Now, one without scruples might see the empty bottle as the basis for a ruse. One man's ruse is another man's keikaku. If that's how you say that. Also, what the fuck, dude? Where the hell did you come from and how'd you show up out of nowhere like that? Over the years, I have had numerous dealings with the Lord of Costa del Sol, and while he is many things, an expert on wines is not one of them. Not that it would matter if he were. Men of his standing invariably find more joy in boasting of their acquisitions than in consuming them. That's right. They brag about what they spend money on, rather than the actual utility or purpose of what they spend money on. In all likelihood, Master Gegaruju will never even open the bottle, rendering the provenance of its contents practically irrelevant. Ah, but where are my manners? These forays back to western climes always brings out the barbarian in me. It is a pleasure, Leon. Lest you wonder at my presence here, my employers see promise in the Hingan wine trade and desire the establishment of a viable route twixt east and west. I am come to see their plan to fruition. But returning to your dilemma, I believe that I may be of assistance. I just so happen to have on my person several sample bottles of Hingan wine made with grapes similar to those once found in Dalmasca. For a close acquaintance, I would be more than willing to part with one that he might fill his empty vessel. But that would be unjust! As a maker of wine, I cannot allow it. Master Gegaruju has cozened more of his clients than he can count. How do you think the man amassed his fortune? I'm guessing cozened means like scammed. By playing fair? Would that the world were thus, but I'm here to tell you it is not. Leave it to... yeah, exactly. Leave it to mini-capitalist Hancock over here to tell you how capitalism works. Yes, that is how you get rich. You cheat and lie to your way to the top. You don't get there by being a good person. Morals won't make you rich. So, it is decided then. We shall employ deceit as our morally justified means to a happy end. Sure. But wait. This is a fool's errand. And he's not taking no for an answer. Then let us be glad our quarry is a fool himself. Okay, I guess. Now, if you will excuse me, I must go and tell the gentle citizens of Wineport why they should be drinking Hingen. Good day. See you around, dude. Oh, I saw nothing. Nothing at all. Did he just make a pun? I don't even have anything for that. Like, that's just... Yes, he literally saw nothing. These people with their pun... What? The writers must have really gotten into puns during Stormblood, didn't they? Sid was making them like left and right during the Omega storyline. Gigaruju? By the gods. You actually found one? A bottle of Dalmascan wine? Oh-ho! We must uncork it right away! Oh shit. Leamon Valens, or at least it appears that way. Yes. A lush bouquet of herbaceous dignification coupled with earthen undertones. And, so forth. Okay, Hancock was right. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to wine. We got lucky. He's just trying to act like he knows something about it. In short, the very epitome of a Dalmascan red. Yes, you have outdone yourself this time, Leon. Thanks. And a promise is a promise. Ladies, the bottles of Sud Bianja, if you please. Where'd the other one come from? There was only one fanning him with a leaf, and the other one was a different cat girl wearing a retainer outfit, not in a bikini like, hey look! It's Kate Sith on that bottle. Take whichever you fancy. Except for the one with the rose. That is my favorite. Or, whichever you fancy. Just give me the one with the rose. I'm not sure which one she's gonna give me. I don't know which one Leon asked for. Ha! Of course. I'm gonna take his favorite from him. Sorry, buddy. Away with you, adventurer. After enjoying a glass or three of this tantalizing tonic, I mean to fill the bottle with some cheap Hingen swill I just purchased from a representative of the East Aldenard Training Company, recork it, and then sell it to one of my rivals in Ul'dah for a ridiculous profit. Wahahaha! Having no idea we literally just did that to him. See, there's only her. Where'd the other... She wasn't the other one in the cutscene, it was... She... Right. Wait. No, yeah, she's not... Okay. She just appears out of nowhere for the cutscenes, huh? Okay. It is very strange they added so much filler to this one. Heavensward and Shadowbringer Alliance raids, and even the Crystal Tower one doesn't have that much. I guess the Crystal Tower series does have quite a bit also, but it's all stuffed in the beginning. All the stuff you have to do to unlock the Crystal Tower in the first place, you know? Before you even do the first raid. Even then, though, it actually tied directly into the lore of the Crystal Tower from FF3, though. This just... We're just running errands, like doing yellow side quests. Literally, that's it. Anything develop here? Nope. They say a rose is a rose is a rose. So tell me, adventurer, is that a rose in your pocket, or are you simply here for small talk? Oh wait, he said small talk. Not if I was happy to see him, right? Not bad. A vintage wine so rare and so expensive you can't help but stop and wonder why you just don't drink it yourself and give the wandering dramaturge a bottle of Lanosian Red. It's a good idea, I should scam this motherfucker too. Anyway, here's your Sud Vianja Rose, I guess. Also, I wouldn't drink it, I'd try to sell it, but I have to give it to him, so I can't do that. A bottle of vintage Sud Vianja? You never cease to amaze me. I think he just said, you never cease to amaze. But what is most amazing is your impeccable sense of timing. Today marks the 12th anniversary of the day I met my dear wife. And if there was one thing she loved more than wine, it was roses. Would that she were here today to... Oh, I'm sorry. Ah, but I jest. My wife is very much alive. In fact... You motherfucker!
You bastard!
She's been here with us all along! Darling, would you care to join us? Oh, snap. A tall, beautiful Elizabeth woman. For me? How thoughtful. But did you... forget the most important gift of all? Of course not. Did you just change outfits? He's a chef. So he's gonna use the wine to cook a recipe, I'm guessing. Rather than just drinking it straight. Bacon bread! The perfect companion to a perfect wine. For my perfect companion. She does have a side quest where she asks you for bacon bread. Which isn't... Obviously they're referencing it here, but it's not part of this questline, so we won't be doing it, of course, but... It's a yellow marker side quest. Oh, darling. I think this might be our best anniversary yet! Great, I was errand boy to somebody who needed an anniversary gift for his wife. Also, that's kind of cool. It's a Hura and Elizabeth couple. You don't see many interracial couples in this game. At least during, like, the main storylines. So that's kind of neat. When is the last time we actually saw one? I can't even think of it. They played out better than I imagined. I suppose I have you to thank, adventure. Or that played out better than I imagined, sorry. Though it was the bacon bread that sealed the... Sealed the what? Ah, yes. Is that Principal Genomist that you're calling? Perhaps he's made some progress with his research and requires your assistance. You'd best not keep him waiting. Great, I just helped this guy get laid with his wife. Not exactly the time to indulge in a glass of wine? Rubbish! Moments such as these are exactly the time. However, out of respect, I shall refrain from uncorking this bottle until you return. You do not expect to be long, do you? Whatever, dude. I don't even have a response for that. I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response. I'm out of here. I'm running fool's errands here. I hope these past few turns of the sun have proved as productive for you as they have for us. We have much to share. Yeah, sure. Definitely. A lot of productive things happened with me while you guys were researching and all that. Ritorana is the name of both a massive gap in the southern Valnard Sea and the lighthouse once manned by the Royal Dalmascan Navy to prevent ships from succumbing to the cataract's currents. I stress, once manned, as the tower has lain empty since its candlekeeps abandoned their posts after the fall of Rapenaster. But if Pharaoh Sirius offers any indication of what can befall a lighthouse in the absence of its caretakers... Please don't make us crawl up 100 fucking floors again. That took hours. Yes, but the real question is how all of this ties in with the Evolution legend. A cursory examination of the Zodiac Grave story reveals no mention of a Ritorana. It was not an OG Tactics, no, it was not. Yet it seemed foolish to assume that a name could not change in the centuries since the tale was writ. So I thought to cross-reference texts on modern Ilsabardian history with our translations of the Durai Pickers. And after an exhaustive re-examination of my ancestors' notes, I discovered that there was not a single entry on Readerana. And while mention of the Valnard Sea was abundant, I found no reference whatsoever to any cataract or lighthouse within its waters. This music is really intense for what he's explaining. Like a big-ass reveal just happened. Ramza's discovery prompted me to examine the mystery from a different perspective. What if there were no mystery at all? What if, at the time of Delita's rise, the chasm did not yet exist? There is more. But only a visit to the lighthouse will enable us to confirm our theories with any certainty. Our first adventure. Exhilarating. Who invited me, you ask? Why, that tall one over yonder. With the face, Kuko. Right. Do not be fooled by my brother's false bravado. We are from a tribe of desert Mughals, many of us never having seen more than an oasis pond, let alone an endless ocean. The mere sight of water should be enough to frighten him back to the airship. We do not ask that you forgive the past actions of our leader, only that you show him the same kindness that you would anyone in need. If anything were to happen to the captain, excuse me. I am not afraid to speak what my brothers are thinking. The captain was a fool to believe that the Duma could bring back our fallen. Excuse me again. Now his faith in legends and fairy tales will be his end. We are bound for the lighthouse, then? Of course we are. But do not try and tell me this has anything to do with helping the Benga. More? Why the sudden reluctance to reveal their suspicions? A lack of certainty never stopped Ramza from pronouncing on things in the past. Or his father, for that matter. All that I know about Readeron I learned during my lessons on the Damascan geography. But no mention was made of Evolution legends. While Principal Genoma seems convinced of a connection, I believe I shall reserve judgment until more is known. Beyond that, is there aught you wish to know? Nah, I'm good. It is as Ramza said, only by visiting the lighthouse will we be able to confirm our theories. Alright then. The Readerana lighthouse lies far from civilization. You would be wise to provision for the trip here in Hingashi. An adventure usually comes prepared. I'll return soon. No, I'm ready. An adventure always comes prepared. Of course. He's like, whatever. Let's get out of here, you little prick. Fucking Argath 2.0. Holy shit. Yeah. At World's End, Pirates of the Caribbean style or something, you know what I mean? That'll send you to an untimely death, alright. Sailing along the sea, everything's all cool, and then you just go right off the edge. Because look, everything before there is completely flat, so you don't even see that coming until it's too late, probably. The current starts to pull the ship and you realize what's about to happen and you're fucked. Just go way over the edge. Ah, yeah, there it is. The Readerana Lighthouse. Pharaoh Sirius 2.0, basically. Something is very wrong here. What was the main tower called inside the lighthouse? It also had a different name, right, in FF12? Damn, something else to look up. You'd think I'd remember most of this stuff. FF12 was not that long ago. It was back in, like, early February. Okay, it's been a while. Well, they just called it the Pharaohs of Ritorana. Yeah, they just call it the Pharaohs at Ritorana. Very simplified name, basically. Mayhap it is best if we split our fellowship into two parties. One to delve into the tower's depths, and one to observe from afar. As acting expedition sub-leader, I appoint you captain of the first. You may use this spyglass to aid in your search for the missing lizard. Alright. Fine. I'll do my best. Racist prick. Damn it, brother. Where are you? There's the fucking music. If we didn't hear a loop of this song a million times when we were making our way up that tower. Oh, this is just to leave. Captain! Captain! Give us a sign! The lighthouse looks like it has been seen better days. I dare say we have a handful of Imperial dreadnoughts and 30 years of disrepair to thank for that. We should have seen what happened at the end of FF12. Top of it completely blew open. When the Nethicite was destroyed. Shivering? Me? My fur is simply standing on end from all the ambient ether. Yes, ambient ether in the area. Can't you feel it, Koopa? Don't worry, Captain. This lot are with us. They won't hurt you. Where in the king's name are you hiding, Captain? So far, this place is... the layout is pretty faithful. So far. The FF12's version. This location appears to offer an adequate view. Climb up and scan the area for any sign of backgammon. Woohoo! That's gotta be him right there! Hold on, let me look at the... Yep. The entrance to the place is accurate. That big ass gate that like spins, right? And then opens. You found him? Let me see. Yep, there he is. He needs our help! Well, let's go then. Prince Rasla, Princess Ashelia, I know you cannot forgive me. Nor should you. It is all my fault. I could not save you, could not save anyone. Anyone but myself. I am so sorry. But Gamnon, wait! Oh shit, he's hallucinating. My character looked like Judge Gabranth. Traitors! Have you no pride? You treat with the very men who laid waste to our homeland! You're mistaken, brother. There are no Imperials here. We've come to help. Yeah, that is Judge Gabranth's character model. Pretty cool. The rest are regular Garland Imperials, though, not Arcadian. I know what I see. My own kin sided with the enemy. How dare you stay my audience with the princess? The Duma! Yeah, it's brainwashing him. Making him hallucinate. It has him, Kupo! It's showing him what he wants to see! The Moogle is one of those little sentry... Witch! Murderess! Livia? Who did it flash before that? I missed it. I was too busy looking at the Moogle. Oh no. Gunfire? Holy shit! Bagamnon! I mean, I had to protect her. I barely saved her life. So this is the end. Oh shit, here we go. Recite the words, satisfy the covenant, relinquish thy soul unto me, and be granted that which thou desirest most in all the world. Sword in hand, a warrior clutches stone to breast. Look at me, brother! Look at me! In sword etched he is fading memories. Don't you die! Not yet! In stone, his tempered skill. We promised we'd all go together when our time came. You can't leave us here! By sword attested, by stone revealed. Light. Where have I seen it before? Oh no! Yeah, when Argath did his thing. That bullet hit so close to her. Whatever Leon did, he barely managed to save her. But unfortunately, fatally wounded this guy and left him no choice but to do this. So now we're all fucked. Whatever you are doing, you need to leave the lighthouse right away. Right away, do you hear? I mean, I can only guess Leon must have, probably attacked him just at the last second, which made his hand, you know, move right as he was pulling the trigger, so he just barely missed her. But because I'm a gunbreaker, you could also say I fucking deflected the bullet like this. Wouldn't make sense, though. That wouldn't have killed him. Not unless it reflected the bullet back at him, which it clearly didn't. Either way, the dude was dying. I was fully prepared to fend off the abomination when he vanished, Kupo. I dare say he took one look into my eyes and lost the will to fight. Exactly it, Mont Blanc. That's exactly what happened, yes. Don't you tell me he's gone. He's not. He's stronger than that. He's the strongest Benga you'll ever meet. He'll tear his way out of that Lusavi and crush it under his foot! There can be no doubt now. In the wrong hands, the Arasite is a danger to us all. Something must be done. And quickly. Had Bagan not stolen the Duma, he would still be alive today, and we would not be faced with confronting another Lusavi. The lizard only has himself to blame. Damn. That's cold, dude. Even after learning his reasons for doing that, he still says that, huh? You're cold, Ramza. The captain's dead. I saw the light leave his eyes. And now we're alone. Yeah, it was replaced by another light. I will not believe that there is nothing left of Baganon in that creature. We can still save him. We can! According to Father, the Durai papers speak of the Arasite as a bully stone. But I see nothing holy in what it did to Argath and Baganon. That's what they said about the Zodiac stones as well in Tactics. They were supposed to be holy, but it just turned you into a fucking demon. A most interesting twist. I had assumed the Arasite would act more swiftly upon the weak-willed, but mayhap I was mistaken. Could it be that the opposite is true? That those possessed of a strong will are more susceptible to its influence, not less? There are so many questions. But we are not entirely without answers. Is there aught else you wish to know? You got nothing new for me, so no. Birdie? I think my brother has had more than enough fun for one day, Kupo. Perhaps it's time for a sleep spell. Alright, make it sleep 3. Yeah, please. He's over there bragging about how the monster fled in terror at the sight of him when... Clearly, the opposite is true. It is as we feared then. Baganon's soul is lost. Yeah. It looks that way. Feels bad, man. Annihilation. Much as I wish it were otherwise, I fear Baganon is beyond saving. Yet we cannot suffer what is left of him to become a distraction. Excuse me. Father, is now not the time to abandon this quest? We are meddling with forces beyond... Oh, here we go again. Enough, Alma. We adults are talking. While Leon was searching for the lizard, I inspected an area of exposed foundation at the base of the lighthouse. Adults, says the 16-year-old prick. And? And you were right, Father. The lighthouse is built squarely atop the ruins of what can only be the Clockwork City of Gouge. If that's how you pronounce it. I remember that place. That place was in FF Tactics. It makes me wonder if Lasalia was too, and I just forgot. I didn't memorize too many of the towns by their names. Maybe Lasalia was also part of a Tactics world, but I don't remember. The Whatwork City of who? That was where we found Mustadio and his father, right? According to the Zodiac Grave story, the Clockwork City of Gouge was a metallic metropolis wherein airships, automata, and other technological marvels of the age were first conceived. Little is said about its location, however, save that it was far away. While the Durai papers do not say a great deal more, they do mention that the land upon which the legendary city was built was severely limited, an inconvenience that's forced its inhabitants to build up rather than out. It's true. Which led me to ask myself, what if the reason land was limited was because the land in question was an island? But that still would not explain the omission of the cataract. It is inconceivable that the authors would neglect to mention so prominent a landmark had it existed. And then I found it. A lone passage regarding Gouge's fall. While the particulars were missing, it appears the city was abandoned after an explosion left half of it in ruin. I believe that this explosion may have undermined a portion of the seabed. It need only have been a small area at first, one that could well have gone unnoticed during the Exodus. As time passed, however, the waters would have continued to wear away at the rock, slowly widening the gap until we have what lies beneath us today. This would explain why there is no mention of Ridorana prior to the present era. It formed that quickly. Come, Father, will you not tell them the rest? Of the possibility that we Garleans are descended in part from the displaced citizens of Gouge? I'm not sure if it's Gouge or Gaub. It would explain how the Empire was able to forge its armies of iron even before the discovery of and application of a login technology. Okay, he's onto something. And it may also explain why the legend of Ivalice has resonated with our people for centuries, despite the fact that the Lost Kingdom was, as far as we can tell, in quite a different corner of the world. An interesting, if somewhat ambitious theory. But to return to your original claim, it is your belief that the Ritorana Lighthouse stands atop what is left of... That necklace! Where did you get it, girl? This? It was my mother's. Your mother's? It was my late wife's most cherished possession. Why do you ask? Agamemnon had a talisman he would wear beneath his jerkin. He refused to take it off, even when bathing. He said it was... special. I only saw it a few times, but it looked exactly like the one your daughter wears. And? What are you implying, Lizard? That my sister stole it? Or my late mother? Neither. I spoke of their similarity. That is all. Can you believe the nerve of this boy? Seriously, I want to slap him. I'll slap you. I'll slap you! I want to bitch slap him. Fucking kid, man. Enough, Ramza. Our guests are merely concerned for the well-being of their kin. But what of our kin? What of them, Ramza? Do you imagine our kin to be better than theirs in some way? Or anyone else's, for that matter? I apologize, Father. We have but one purpose, son, and that is to prove the existence of Evilise and clear our family's name. Do not allow anger or hate to lead you from that path. Now we have a lost city to explore. Right. So it won't be the exact same interior we're familiar with for the Ritorana Lighthouse in FF12 then. It's going to be a mix of that combined with elements of the Lost City of Gouge, of course. The Clockwork City from Tactics, which is very mechanical. The captain's dead. Oh, he didn't change this thing, yeah. So most of them probably didn't change what they say, right? Nope. This necklace. Why is it so special? I'm frightened, Leon. My heart cries out to join you on your journey into the depths of Gouge, but my head tells me that I would pay for the privilege of my life. I have received no martial training, Leon. Whatever wonders await you, my place is here on the Prima Vista. Now, is there aught you wish to know before disembarking? You got nothing new, apparently, so no. Since my fool of a brother insists on going ahead with this farce, you have a responsibility not only to ensure that he returns safely, but that he does so a fully fledged warrior. Though I'd settle for the return safely part if push came to shove, Kupo. And why is it my responsibility? You go with him, prick. While it may seem that I only call upon you when danger rears its ugly head, I assure you nothing could be further from the truth. You seem unconvinced. Yeah, I'm really not convinced by your words. Perhaps we should speak of this upon your return from the Clockwork City? Mm-hmm. Yeah, how convenient. Better be getting paid for this shit. Now's not the time to get your fur in a frizzle, Mont Blanc. Breathe. Breathe. I am a warrior of legend. I am a warrior of legend, Kupo. Keep telling yourself that, Mont Blanc. Fake it till you make it and all that. Maybe one day you will. I'm serious, maybe. If he keeps at it, maybe he could actually become brave and learn how to fight and all that stuff, but I don't think today's the day. Okay, we've read that before. Oh, you thought I might be joining you on your journey into the heart of a 1,000-year-old nest of fiends? Sorry to disappoint, Leon, but a detailed account of any swashbuckling upon your safe return will suffice. Or, failing that, a body. That would make for quite a story. First Lathalia, now Gouge. What other wonders might slumber beneath our very feet? Read that again, that last part she said. Either a detailed account, or a body. Interesting. Enter the Lighthouse. South of Ravenaster, in a remote corner of the Valnard Sea, gapes a fathomless maw that for centuries has slowly devoured the world around it. Reader Rana. Whether you believe the cataract natural wonder or demon-torn gate to the very underworld, journeys to her edge should be made with the utmost caution, seeing as none who have stumbled into the darkness have ever returned to tell her tale. An ancient spire once used by the Dalmaskins as lighthouse rises defiantly above the churning waters to warn forethoughtful and foolhardy alike. It is into this spire that the transformed Bagamnon has fled. It is into this hell that you must follow. Yeah, I'll say. But that'll be after I take a 15-minute break because yes, I just saw the time, how long I've been live. It took 2 fucking hours to just unlock the second Alliance raid. There was so much filler cutscenes and dialogue in that shit just now. Holy shit, dude. I can't believe it's been 2 hours and we're barely getting to it. Like, why the hell is there so much filler in this questline? What the fuck? The whole getting the wine thing took such a huge chunk of our time. But then even the main story, the actual main story itself, too. That part I don't mind, but still, that combined with the filler stuff we did with the wine, back at Wineport and all that shit, 2 hours. I never thought I'd see the day. That's crazy. To actually, like, start a stream going, alright, we're going into the second Alliance raid, 2 hours later. Alright, now we're going into the second Alliance raid. It's like, holy shit, I don't remember this being, I don't remember this questline being that long. Having this much fucking filler in it. Jesus. But, yeah, because it's close enough to 2 hours, and I try to keep my YouTube videos down to 2 hours, though I fail horribly most of the time. I'll just go ahead and take my break now, even though it's not exactly 2 hours. 1:52, it's close enough. I'll just, yeah, I'll go ahead and take my break now, and then I'll come back and queue up for this. Jesus. Anyway. So yeah, BRB.